Yes, children, moving to the dual nature of matter. In the drawbacks of Bohr theory, I explained that Bohr theory could not be successful in explaining dual nature of matter. Now, what is dual nature of matter? Before that, we know that radiations, that is electromagnetic radiations, are dual in nature. They have wave nature, they have particle nature. If light is able to be in dual nature, then why not matter? Because matter is everywhere, right? It is in the form of solid, liquid as well as in gases. So matter also exists as dual nature. It has both wave nature and particle nature. Particle nature, whenever there is particle nature, close your eyes and say photoelectric effect. And what about wave nature? See, wave nature, I am explaining the wave nature of matter, because matter has dual nature, wave and particle. Particle, photoelectric effect. What is wave nature? Whenever a beam of electrons are passed through nickel crystal or aluminium crystal, then these substances will be emitting a diffraction pattern which is similar to that of X-ray. As a result, this is also of a wave nature. Okay. Since light is of dual nature, why not matter? So matter is also dual in nature. How matter is wave nature? We are passing a beam of electrons to nickel or aluminium crystal where they are exhibiting a diffraction pattern which is similar to that of an X-ray. So obviously it is nothing but your wave nature. So we have seen about particle nature. And what is Einstein's equation? E is equal to mc square. E is nothing but energy, m is nothing but mass, and c is nothing but speed of light, that is velocity of light. Next, moving to Schrödinger equation. See, Schrödinger equation or Schrödinger wave function is nothing but an equation which relates wave-particle duality of matter. So this equation is going to combine wave-particle duality of matter. Okay, because my matter is of wave nature, particle nature. This is nothing but dual nature. So wave-particle duality of matter's equation is nothing but your Schrödinger's wave equation. What is Schrödinger's wave equation? H psi is equal to E psi, where H is nothing but Hamiltonian. It is nothing but Hamiltonian constant. Psi is nothing but wave function. E is the total energy of the system. Total energy in this means total energy of an atom includes energy of subatomic particles, energy of your protons, neutrons and electrons. All the kinetic energies together summed up is nothing but your total energy of the system. So what is Schrödinger's wave function? H psi is equal to E psi. H is Hamiltonian constant, psi is a wave function, E is total energy of the system, this is wave function. Why we need Schrödinger's equation? Because that equation is going to give the combined thing of wave-particle duality of matter. Next, what is de Broglie's equation? See, these are the equations which was not explained by Bohr's theory. So that came under the drawbacks of Bohr's theory. Now what is de Broglie's equation? We know like each and every particle is associated with wavelength and wave properties. Every particle is having a wave property, every particle is having wavelength property. Now what happens to the wavelength of moving particles or objects? Okay, what is the wavelength of a moving particle or a moving object? So wavelength of a moving particle or moving object is equal to h by mv. I am just replacing this mv with the term p, where p is nothing but angular momentum, which is nothing but your Planck's constant. Clear? Okay. Next, moving to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Children, we are moving to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Just a second. Yeah. What is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle? The name itself is indicated uncertainty. So, it is not possible to determine the exact position and the velocity of an electron simultaneously. You cannot determine the exact position and the velocity of an electron simultaneously. So, this Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is denoted by delta x into delta p greater than equal to h by 4 pi. Delta x indicates uncertainty in position. I don't know the position of electron. Delta P represents the uncertainty in the velocity of an electron, which is equal to Planck's constant 4 pi. You know the value of pi. Pi is equal to 22 by 7. Okay. So these are the aspects which couldn't be explained by Bohr's theory. So we have seen one by one. Now I told you what is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. It is nothing but it is not possible to determine simultaneously the position and the velocity of an electron. Now, what is the difference between orbit and orbital? An important question. We know what is orbit. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular path is called as orbit. Done. So, what is this? Circular path around the nucleus is called as orbit. What is orbital? Orbital is nothing but a region or a space. Psi is nothing but maximum probability of finding the electron is more. That region is called as orbital. So what is orbital? Orbital refers to a region or space where there is a maximum probability to find the electrons. Now, how many electrons can an orbit have? It is 2n square, where n is equal to orbit number. If n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. So 2n square is the maximum number of electrons my orbit can hold. Now what is orbital? How many electrons can an orbital hold? Maximum 2 electrons. Okay, maximum 2 electrons. Done. What is the shape of orbit? In the first point only I have told you, electrons revolve in circular path. So it is circular in shape. What is the shape of orbital? Different orbitals have different shapes. Okay, different orbitals, they have different shapes. Okay. Now your orbit is not in accordance with Heisenberg uncertainty principle, while your orbital is in accordance with it. So we have 3 quantum numbers with respect to orbital, which is n, l and m. So I'll be explaining about the quantum numbers now. So what is orbit? Circular path. What is orbital? The region or space where there is maximum probability to find the electrons. This is circular in shape, different orbitals, different shapes. And it is the maximum number of electrons your orbit can hold, 2n square. Maximum number of electrons your orbital can hold, 2 electrons. And not in accordance, and that is in accordance with the uncertainty principle. So we have 3 quantum numbers, n, l and m. Next we will be seeing about the quantum numbers.